The objective of my administration is not simply to increase the number of units or lots available, but to ensure that developments are properly serviced, well located, and capable of supporting long-term economic and social activity. The interim finance program under which this is done has played a critical role in making this possible. Under this arrangement, the National Housing Trust provides developers with financing of up to 100% of construction costs at concessionary interest rates. However, access to these favorable terms is conditional on developers passing the benefit on to purchasers through reduced prices. This approach aligns incentives in practical ways. It lowers the cost of capital for developers while ensuring that affordability remains central to the final outcome. It also helps to expand supply without placing the full burden of delivery on the public sector. The result is evident in the pricing of these lots, which range from approximately $3.1 million to $6.4 million. I think very, very reasonable, very affordable in the current context. For many Jamaicans, this represents an achievable entry point into land ownership. The profile of the beneficiaries also illustrates the inclusive nature of the program. More than half of the recipients are women. A significant portion fall within the lower income band, with 40% qualifying for mortgages at 0%. The beneficiaries include individuals working in administration, education, health services, security, and skilled trades. These are individuals who contribute consistently to the functioning of the economy, but who have historically faced barriers to accessing formal housing solutions. Expanding access for this group is not only a matter of equity, it is also economically sound. When more Jamaicans are able to secure land and housing, the benefits extend beyond individual households to the wider economy through increased stability, investment, and participation. To fully understand the significance of today's handing over, it is useful to place it within the broader context I outlined in Parliament yesterday, the reconstruction and development of Jamaica post a hurricane. And to reconstruct and develop at a pace that can see the fulfillment of the dream outlined by Minister Tufton, your Member of Parliament. The truth is that Jamaica is not short of dreams. The Jamaican people are not short of ambition. We're not short of plans. What we are short on is implementation. That has been our historical shortcoming. I give you an example, and I'm speaking without full knowledge of this project in terms of its past, but I gather that some units were delivered under this project before. I believe you said in 2004, somewhere around there. But there were issues with the sewage and the infrastructure to support the further delivery of the rest of the lots which we are delivering today. So 21 years for me to be able to stand here and deliver the other 34 lots. I just want you to consider that. Our problem as a people, it's not the ability to dream and think big. We are a people who think of ourselves in exceptional terms. We see ourselves as the greatest people in the world. So there is a certain exceptionalism about Jamaicans. But if you compare what we have actually achieved versus what is our potential, we will have to confess that yes, we have achieved so much, but we could have achieved so much more. Somewhere along the line, a perspective on how we administer our affairs have come to congeal itself in our minds that if it doesn't take long, it wasn't well done. That is the thinking, indeed, of many of our intellectuals and opinion leaders. We have been led by a generation of thinkers who have adopted a perspective on bureaucracy that puts process over outcome. That may have been good coming through the colonial era, which we inherited from our colonial past in terms of how we administer our affairs, to the point where we don't trust ourselves, where we hide behind laws and regulations and rules, where we don't view a lack of outcome as corruption. What we view as corruption is a lack of process. So the people not getting what they're supposed to get, we don't see that as corruption. What we see as corruption is that this I was not dotted and this T was not crossed. We need to change that mindset to tie the people who are administrators, who are executives, who have ministerial function, to whether or not the people got the road or got the house or got the outcome that has made their lives better. That is what we need to twin. Effort must equal outcome. We must measure effort. It is a dangerous path to place in the public domain because it is not well understood, but it is a path that Jamaica needs to travel if we are going to be able to deliver 34 lots in less than 21 years.